This video is a summary and introduction to Aristotle's Metaphysics. This work and philosopher, in conjunction with physics, was what Ayn Rand believed to be the most significant philosophical work in history and had the most influence on her. It was an attempt at a reconciliation between an unchanging and eternal world underneath all of the observed world and the actual changing real world in which we live. The main areas that were studied are existence. What does it mean to be? How do things continue to exist in an actual changing world, yet maintain their eternal underlying character? And then how to understand that within our real world and the use of our mind and consciousness. Some of the works that she had, or Aristotle had studied, was Heraclitus, which believed that there was an eternal change. That change itself was this the nature of the universe. He also studied Parmenides, which believed that there was just this immutable, unchanging oneness underneath all of the perceived change within the universe. And then also Aristotle tried to reconcile Plato's theory of forms, which believed that there was this underlying nature to the observed universe. Aristotle attempted to reconcile that belief, this underlying theory of forms, God, substance, forms underneath all of reality, and unify with that, with the observed physical, real world that we observe. There were 14 total books. The first one deals with first cause, the unmovable mover, God. Where does the universe come from? The second, called Little Alpha, the first book was called Alpha. The second is a study of infinity and a belief that infinity is absurd. This is a critical belief that the world is limited and completely understandable through the human mind. This is held by Ayn Rand, and this is a critical point and difference between religions, especially the Eastern religions, which believe that the world has this infinite nature to it. And Aristotle and Ayn Rand believed to the contrary. It was a limited, understandable, real world which we lived. Third book, Beta, was a study of paradoxes and puzzles of the universe. Book 4, Gamma, was the belief in an absolute truth. Being versus non-being, truth versus falsehood. Aristotle believed in an absolute, overriding one truth to the universe. 5 was the definitions. Book Delta, there were 50 terms identified and definitions. Book 6, Epsilon, was the practical versus the theoretical sciences. The practical sciences being more of the physics, the actual cause and effect sciences, which we can use in the real world to be successful and make life better. This was Ayn Rand's main concern. And then also Aristotle believed then the theoretical sciences underneath, which were not the practical sciences that we live our daily life by, but Aristotle believed the theoretical sciences were the most important because that was the foundation which then you would lay the principles for the practical sciences and philosophy. Aristotle did not believe in chance or accidents at all. Everything had a cause and effect and a purpose. Book 7, Zeta, was the study of being, and underneath this changing, limited, temporal world was substance, which was an eternal existence. And then 4 categories within that, the essence, Platonic universals, the genus or category with which they existed, and substratum, the levels of matter within the characters of the observable universe. Book 8, Eta, was the summary of what had been compiled so far. Book 9, Theta, was a study of potential versus actual and form versus matter with the introduction of time. Aristotle believed that there was an eternal relationship between the potential for something and its actuality, that was a constant, eternal relationship that existed between substance and matter. And then what gets actualized is the form and matter within a temporal world that we live. And these come to be and come out of existence through birth and death and so forth in the world that we live. Book 10 was a study verse one verse many. If there is one overriding truth to the universe, and Aristotle believed this, Ayn Rand also believed that there is one provable, understandable reality, as opposed to just many interpretations, many parts, infinite parts, and through an infinite, if there was an infinite number of parts and understanding and purposes to the universe, that would be not understandable, whereas he believed that there was just one understandable truth to the universe. Book 11, Kappa, was basically the physics, the study of the cause and effect, real world book physics that was also written, and this is kind of a summary and points out of that book. Book 12 was basically a study, again, talking about the God, the origin of the universe. And book 13 and 14 is the study of the fact that Aristotle believed that the universe can be explained through mathematics, that numbers do exist, and that there is this scientific understanding to the universe and purpose, and it is through mathematics that we can truly understand that.